What is the best time for someone to sell? Timing's important, I guess. Everyone seems to. What is the best time?
Good question. A lot of elements to that question. So there's a few different ways we can look at that. We can look at that as time of the year or timing of the market, right? So both are essentially a myth. So if we look at the first one, like time of the year, you have a lot of agents that try and push you to sell in spring. And there's this notion that springtime selling is the best season. And I'll tell you one of the inside secrets that a lot of people won't tell you, and I have no issues spilling the beans, is if you look at the top agents in the country, they have all been, I guess for better choice of words, brainwashed that July is the quietest time of year, or winter's the quietest time of year. Now, when you actually look at the numbers and the trends and that, yes, it is true that there is less transaction volume in winter. So what a lot of agents do is they actually take advantage of that quiet period to do their European holidays and their 1 month breaks, so all this commission that they've been collecting throughout the year, they're spending on their big Euro trip, in the middle of the year. And that's why they'll actually push you not to sell in winter, right? But it's a double-edged sword, right? So when you do sell in spring, yes, there's more transaction volume, right? But at the same time, there's more competition. So your property is then competing with, 10 other properties like it. As when you sell in the winter time or the quieter times, you can quite often get a very good result because there is less competition. I specifically remember a few deals I put together, like, days before Christmas, and generally speaking, a week before Christmas is another time that agents won't want to list your property, because they're planning their holidays and they're winding down and that sort of stuff. And I remember that I've put together some really cracker prices, in that 2-3 days before Christmas, because there's just no one around, and the people that are still in the market looking to buy are desperate because there's nothing on the market, right? So they've paid overs for a property because they need to buy something. And because there's not much stock available, not much competition for that property, we've been able to achieve some really great pricing. But when we lead into the other one, like timing of the market, maximize my return and that sort of stuff, is what a lot of people forget to realize is that they're usually buying and selling in the same market. So if they're waiting for the market to go up and peak and then sell and then get into their next home, well, you're also going to buy your next one at a peak too. So it's all relative. If you buy high, if you sell high, you're going to buy high. If you sell low, you're also going to buy low. So that's an absolute myth that you need to time the market. If you're a developer or an investor or something like that, and you're not transacting to get into another one, then maybe you could look at that a little bit closer. But for the average Australian that needs to sell their family home to upgrade or downsize into the next one, that if you're trying to time the market, you could really shoot yourself in the foot, and it could blow up in your face. You should just, whenever you're ready, come to the market and get a deal done. So timing is irrelevant.
Yeah, well, I think so. Any time of the year, any time you're ready. I mean, the problem with, I've talked about this before, where, if you understand the way a cycle actually works, is that number one, it's a cycle because it repeats. It's not a one-off thing. And it'll have a high part and it will level off. It might dip a bit and then it'll keep going back up. And over time, it kind of rides this journey up. So if you're waiting for the top of the market as a time to sell, then when is the top of the market? Well, the top is never. In truth, if you have a bit of a bigger picture, if you think a bit more than the next couple of years. So if your situation's desperate, I don't think there's much value in waiting for the most opportune time in the next 1 or 2 years. Are you going to sell for a little bit less maybe if it's, like 2017, 2018 in Sydney, if you sold then? Yes.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it depends on your whole situation. Because I always say that really the question is not when's the best time to sell in the market. The question is when's the best time to sell for you.
That's right.
Of which the time of the year or the time of the cycle, point of the cycle, will be factors. They're not completely unimportant, but they're just one variable in your entire... And I've seen people hold on to properties and do themselves a lot of damage when they need to sell. And my family background and all this stuff, and I have a big passion for people should be investing better, and the way you make money in the property is holding it long term, of course. But at the end of the day, if the thing is hold as much as you can, but sell when you have to. And don't kid yourself when you have to sell. The only person you're shooting is yourself.
Absolutely.